Hello, viewers. Today I'm going to be recording the Stanley Parabel. I probably spelled or said Parabel wrong, but whatever. Okay. This is the first time that I've played this game, so I have no idea how this is gonna... I have no idea what this is about, too, so... It's either gonna go very well or very bad. Probably a little of both. And I'm just getting over a cold, so... Yeah. Pretty nice loading screen. A little long of a loading
This
screen.
is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month.
That's like
of
an
every
amazing
year.
job to have.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy.
As long as you're happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh, no.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly
I
wrong.
think I just...
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So, we're frustrated that just wasted an hour.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Gasp.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Going to the meeting room. I think it's this way. Never played this one. Random adventure! It's adventure time. It's a pretty good show.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. The first time through, I'm going to be a rule follower. At least for the first one.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for
Feeling a
kitty.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How did that just click if no one's here? Whatever. Where is the boss's office? Broom closet. We can open it.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There's radioactive wire. What do you mean there's nothing here? It's like the best invention ever.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Oh, no.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna walk downstairs, see what happens. Are we gonna, like, die? Let's see what's through here. Oh,
But
that's a
Stanley
pretty
just
nice car.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Exactly.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
No.
And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
If you're dreaming
So,
and you're
he
lucid,
imagined
where's the
himself
sexy
flying
ladies?
and began to gently float above the ground. Then he
Whoa.
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Oh,
and
achievement.
Stanley marveled
Intro.
that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Why is there a voice?
Now
in
the
my head?
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Okay, well,
I'm
this has to
dreaming
be
about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
This is a really
After
long
all,
narration.
he
Oh
knew
my
for
God.
certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would
Surely.
prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Okay.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
You aren't normal. You didn't have a
I
dream
am
with sexy ladies in
okay.
it. No. Oh, okay. I'm back to where I was.
Stanley
Hooray.
began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay. It's always a good thing.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, God.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Guess
And
I had
although
a-
she would
I had a
soon turn to
party.
go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
No, you don't.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for
You
that
just
day.
saw a drunk
the very
man
important
collapse.
people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That's nice. Oh my god. Muting my mic so I can cough. Stupid cold. Skipped 2 days of school because of my cold. Oh, okay. Guess it's the same thing.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh god.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Payday 2 update was here.
When Stanley came to a set of
Said
two
left,
open
right?
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah. Wasn't this, what's it called? A Half-Life mod at one point? I've heard that.
Yet there was not a single
trapped,
person
no
here
one's here.
either. Feeling a wave of
actually
disbelief,
go upstairs.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Up?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, that's locked. Okay, nice. Whoa, this is immediate fancy. Immediate fanciness. It's an executive bathroom. Oh my god. Must be like gold toilets with champagne sinks. Yes.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in
25
disbelief
feet of
who
folks.
orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course,
2845.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay, so what am I supposed to be doing? 2845. 2845. Oh, there it is. 2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by
That just-
sheer luck. Amazing.
That wasn't
He stepped
luck, you
into the
told me.
newly opened
Oh my
passageway.
god. Nice. What's over here? And I know flashlight. Okay, guess I'm going over here. Might as well press it. Oh, that is bloody for a second. God, loading screens.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Oh my God.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more
Stirring.
free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred
Oh, that paused it. I was just shift-tabbing to see how much time. Resume.
to him?
Sorry
This
about
question would not go unanswered for long.
This is kind of creepy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
In the trailer, it had a guy running, and then the door, it looks like that's it, but should I try? I don't know. I'm just gonna follow the voice in my head. Because stuff marked escape is never a good thing.
The lights rose on an enormous room
Whoa.
packed with television screens.
Like a missile
What
silo.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Do. How do you not have the strength to find out? Yeah.
Now the monitors
Whoa.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Holy
Each
crap.
bore the number of
That
an
is pretty
employee in the
bright.
building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wow. Half of those are probably repeating textures. They're like repeating cameras. Let's see, what number was mine? Was it 140 something? Fired. He's fired.
This mind control facility,
Whatever.
it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was
Okay,
happy with his
104
boring
was
job?
fired.
That his emotions had been
Someone's fired.
manipulated to accept it blindly?
Just keep walking. Everything will be alright.
No.
Oh,
He
jeez.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
pretty bright
utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Gasp. Does that mean pressing the red button, or what's over here? Mine, idle. I'm gonna press the red button. Oh, I want to be able to jump. I like jumping in video games. Guess you can't press it. Oh, wait. Yeah, you can. Guess it's over here. Do. Nice little stroll.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay, that means that you press off. I think. Oh boy. This is really worth the... I don't know if it's worth the...
Blackness
What was it? $11.
and a rising chill of uncertainty.
But this is pretty fun.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Oh, that's good.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
It's the
For
sky.
it was not knowledge or even
Birds,
power
a
that
tree.
he had been seeking.
Telephone
But happiness.
lines.
Perhaps his goal had not been to
The
understand,
house.
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Wait, step there. You go.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Oh, that's cool.
The feeling
Please.
of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Gonna get, like,
This was
shot
exactly
now or
the way,
something.
right now,
Just
that
watch it
things
happen.
were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh my god. So, okay, I beat the game. Time to screw off and watch, not watch, but do other options now. Hooray! This is a very interesting game. This game came out yesterday on the 17th. And yeah, I got it today. It was on sale for 20% off of $15. Oh, okay, same place.
All of his co-workers were
Never
gone.
mind.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
the
he had
meeting
simply missed a memo.
Is it a
When
different man?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope, going through the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's exactly what I was gonna do. Want to admire this.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Sit down.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's even got little windows with the little box with papers in it.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Oh, that's
A
cool.
room
Look
so
back, actually
utterly
goes.
captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Yep.
Really worth it.
Very worth it, indeed. Oh, who left their coffee mug? Must find him and kill him.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, left. Find a door on the right then. Wait.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I am pretty bad at following directions. It's like me in school. I don't want to, like, do anything, but kind of have to. Penalty for misuse of cargo, penalty for jumping. Ooh, 5. Should I get fined $5,000? Nah. Can I open this door? No. Let's get fined $1,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh, there's a
This is it,
lady
Stanley.
involved.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Dark room, I don't like it. Can I open this up? No, I can't. Whatever. Geronimo! Into the dark room. Oh, jeez. Ah.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to
Gotta
reach out
unplug
to
it.
her. If you... Oh, no,
Ha.
you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Big crap, I'm
Well,
surprised
that
that they
wasn't
added
supposed
that
to be a
in.
choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music
Nope.
comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
Oh,
How had I
God.
not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Haha.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh, God.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Yes,
But
it
if
is.
used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous.
I don't
For
make
example,
real choices.
in this scenario, a hypothetical real person
His
named
tie.
Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make?
Set
Remember
fire
that unlike
to
here,
every
the
orphan.
real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic.
It's 6, it's
If
6,
you find
yes,
yourself
it's
speaking with a
fish,
person
yes.
who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
I completely forgot what he said because I was coughing.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
That's the best.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution
Oh, you can pause it.
to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Oh God.
Ah,
Oh, whoa.
welcome back.
When
you
did
may
they
have
get all this
noticed
crap
that this
in
room has
here?
begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making,
It's like a
we're
rainbow.
going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago
God.
and see what the correct thing to do would have been.
There's
This
no
way, please.
unplug. Okay, going in here, I guess. This is the same room. They fenced it off. Ah.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the
said
story.
that it was
That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it
Right,
seems
going-
this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
God. He fenced off everything. Jump off here? No, I can't. God dang it. Can I open this now? No. Come on, you can just step up on that chair and just take a leap. Yes, you take a leap. No, did that open? Or did... That was that door closed. Okay.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay, I will try. Is there any way that I can screw
Now
this up?
remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Oh,
When
God.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Going through the right again.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps
No.
we're not too late.
Nope. That chair! It's missing a texture, or a few. Gonna see how long it takes to... What the... Do-do-do... Is he gonna... God, that... What is wrong with that cabinet? Or filing... Yeah, filing cabinet. Okay, he's not gonna say anything. Might as well get back. Oh. Happy now. Oh, God.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
No,
to
don't shut it down.
destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
Get up here.
Do I? No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
No.
I have to. I have to.
I can't no. Oh no. No. What is going on? Run. It's gonna be HL2.exe has stopped working. If it did that, I would have laughed so hard.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still
Okay,
here.
I'm glad that
Here in
you're
this
here.
pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Hooray.
What, did you think that would be funny? You
Yes.
just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually
did,
knows
but
how
I
to do
don't
what I tell
follow
him to.
directions.
He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I am, kind of.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have
Already
been
saw
so
it.
perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
What is going on? Did it legitimately
It's
crash?
behaved exactly
What?
as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Okay.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Might as well go through the right. Hooray.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
It's legitimately
Behave exactly
restarting
as
now
Stanley
because
would.
of that.
That
Nice.
means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Nope,
Just
I'm
follow
not.
my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. See, I'm cooperating now. I'm cooperating. It's not ruined, I think. Yeah,
Yet
it's
there
not.
was not a single person here either.
How did-
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
How did it
Stanley
get
decided to
ruined?
go up to
Like-
his boss's office, hoping he might
How?
find an answer there.
Whatever. Okay, this time I'm actually gonna go up because that was really long.
Coming to
down
a
there.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna play some chivalry after this. Yeah, I said that wrong. I bet. It's not the executive bathroom. My God, it's a crisis, everyone. Oh, cannot open anything. Whoa.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Yep, probably.
And beyond all probability, he knew the
he has a
passcode.
gun to a
He had seen
panda.
it on his boss's
What the
computer
heck?
just last week.
Pandas
Night
are
Shark
amazing.
115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
I don't know what the code is. Please speak clearly into the receiver. I don't know. Is it 115?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Hooray! Can I type? No, I can't. What are you doing? Wow, do you
I'm
legitimately
sorry,
talk?
is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver.
not want to
Otherwise, we
speak
can't
the
get on with the
code.
story. This is a crucial step.
Is this the receiver? I am having trouble.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring
Sorry,
you this
I
far,
don't know.
only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
I
The
don't know
kind
what
of
to
respect
do.
Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know.
made
You could have
me.
gone through the
Keep
door on the right.
restarting the
You could have
game.
done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh, it just restarted because he's
When
little.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Don't do it, man.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
Oh my god.
Are you listening to me?
Okay.
Stanley?
Well, thank you for watching this 35-minute video, guys.
Stanley, this is important.
It is important that you have
The
watched
story
this.
needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist
Yeah,
without you.
I
You
will probably be
understand me?
uploading
Whatever
a
choice you
couple
make is
more
just fine.
later.
You're both correct. You cannot be wrong
But,
here. We can work
yeah.
together. I'll accept whatever you do.
I'm so
I simply
good at
need you to take
intros
that
and
step
outros.
forward, please.
Don't
Choose.
judge.
Do something.
I didn't hear any... Whatever. Okay. See you guys in the next episode.